Well, it's a tough one to take for Leeds United today as it all kicks off at the end. Daniel Farke was sent off in a game where Leeds United lose 1-0 to Manchester City at Ellen Road. We don't lose much at Ellen Road, but today we did, and it was a tough loss to take, but we'll get into that in today's match reaction. My name is Ollie Ward. Be sure to smash that like button. Let's go for 250 likes because it was still a decent performance from Leeds United. And we will delve into everything that we have done today and seen today. Also, subscribe if you are new as well. We're on the road to 22,000 subscribers. And get your comments in. A Leeds United side, who was your man of the match? There's a few players tonight who were very, very disappointing. We will get into that. But the game kicked off, and obviously we knew that Erling Haaland wasn't in the squad, which was a bit of a positive boost for Leeds United that we thought that was going to happen. Leeds, lined up as their usual self. Gruev in the middle of the park, and obviously Aronson and Dominic Calvert-Lewin up there. Bogle on the bench. And I tell you what, first half Leeds were the better side. If we're being completely honest, I think City fans will probably admit that as well. What City do so well is obviously the quality they have, and sucking the game out of every. That's a bit of a weird way of saying it, but you know what I mean. Like sort of sucking the. Maybe I should stop saying sucking. But either way, yeah, they suck the press out of Leeds United. But what Leeds United started off doing so well was Dominic Calvert-Lewin had plenty of chances. There's a chance that he should score in the first half. Gets put across the box, and he should bury it in the back of the net. And also, yeah, he had other decent chances as well where he's chested it, and maybe he could have squared it to Anton Stack, but he goes for a shot himself. But Leeds were all right. Leeds were really okay in the first half. Good passage of play between Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I thought Brendan Aronson was playing all right as well. And then they get the annoying goal. The annoying goal, with I think they hit it bang on the 47th minute. It was 2 minutes of added time, and I think Semenyo scored then. It was switched off from Anton Stack. He lost his man in Ryan Cherki, and Cherki, for me, he was City's best player alongside maybe Mark Gay or Rodri. The quality they do have. But yeah, it was a ball to Aït-Nouri, Cherki to Aït-Nouri, puts it across the box. Maybe Rodin could cover it a bit quicker, maybe, and Semenyo's there to tap it in. But that was their only massive chance of the game, really, in that first half. And then in the second half, it was one of them things where Leeds United needed to make subs quicker, and he did, to be fair. In the 60th, he brought on Metcha. He also brought on James and Nonto, who for me weren't really up to it necessarily, but they haven't had a lot of game time. We chucked into a 4-4-2. Bogle came on and all this stuff, so that there was developments there. That there really was, and I'm not too annoyed at Leeds United because Man City, have come to Ellen Road and they've beaten us 1-0, and they probably did deserve it. Leeds the last sort of 10 minutes knocking on the door. Got to give credit to Karl Darlow as well. We'll go to each individual player and say how they've played. But Darlow kept us in the game at 1-0, made some smart stops. He really, really did. Mark Gay's one of the end where he's clawed it out. But it was annoying watching that game, really, because Leeds... City do it so well. That's what I'm saying. City do it so well. They pass around, they keep the ball, and you have to have your concentration on the whole time. And that's what happened in the first half. We're following the ball. The back line are shifting over one way, shifting over another, and then it's just one pass. People are like on their toes because they're just trying to keep a shape, and they score. In second half, they've done a lot of that, keeping the ball. Leeds didn't really have a lot of chances in the second half until sort of the final sort of 10 minutes where we're getting corners and throw-ins, and we're deadly with them, but not really the rub of the green for Leeds United this evening. But luckily, West Ham lost today. They got beaten 5-2, so, things are still as they were before games kicked off. We always knew City was going to be a tough game, and I did think at one point Leeds could nick a point here, and maybe an undeserved nick of a point. I don't know. It was a game of two halves, really, because I thought Leeds United had a very, very good first half, and in the second half, City kind of showed their quality and the stuff they could bring off the bench, and that was without Haaland today. Do you know what I mean? So that's, I think, Leeds' third loss since November, so it's not too bad, is it, realistically? And and they've come against Newcastle, Arsenal, and Man City, so it's nothing to be too ashamed of. And if you're wondering when Daniel Farke got sent off, if you did actually just turn the telly off after the game, he sprinted over to the referee, got in his face, and he got shown a straight red card. So for the game against Sunderland on Tuesday, I doubt he'll be there. I don't know how long managers are out for. Do they get one game? Was it 3 games? I don't really know how it works with managers, but someone let me know in the comments down below. But we've seen a bit of passion from Farke at the end also. Ruben Dias and Jayden Bogle after the game, they got into each other's face as well. It's good to see a bit of passion from Leeds, and I don't know about you, but I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. And we showed passion on the pitch. It was good, but it was unlucky. You're losing to maybe the champions, but the best team in the world over the last sort of, 10 years, Man City. And disappointing. But if we're going through each individual player, let's talk about Karl Darlow. For me, he probably could have got man of the match, to be fair. made some brilliant saves, good with his feet. The Mark Gay one was a brilliant save. Gay, it was going at a bit of a slower pace, but he still had to claw it out. Really good stop. And someone else, it got put across the box and they headed it and he saved it. Maybe it was Semenyo, or I can't remember who it was, but he made another smart stop there. And then Ampadu headed it back to him. And then, it went out. Either way, we'll get into Ampadu because I'm not happy with him. But right wing back, Jayden Bogle, he was all right. Yeah. Again, none of these players were terrible today, but none of them were brilliant. A lot of it was chasing the ball, a hard game. I don't think the defense was too bad. Jayden Bogle was all right. James Justin, again, he was okay as well when he went into the right back, when he went into a 4-4-2. He was just okay. I'd give them both sixes probably, or sevens. Joe Rodon, probably not a fault for the goal necessarily, but he cleared it straight away. So he's the one who cleared the ball pretty terribly. City got the ball back. They put it through, and maybe he could have got closer to Semenyo for the goal. Rodon was probably the weaker out of the back line this evening, if I'm being completely honest. And a lot of people have been saying about Joe Rodon that he's switching off in recent weeks. Against Ezra Konsa, he did, against Aston Villa tonight. Maybe could have got there a bit quicker. It's not a go at Joe Rodon. Just think, you can't switch off. And has he been the same player since that injury? Yeah. Pascal Struijk, again, it was all right. None of the defense were terrible, but they weren't brilliant either. Goodmanson, I love that run that he does down this left-hand side. And I thought he was good. But I think all the sort of attacks were coming down that right-hand side with Bogle and Justin, really, with Aiton Nuri. He's very, very good. Ryan Cherky as well. So the right-hand side didn't have a lot. I know Semenyo was on that side and he got the goal, but Goodmanson done well there. Midfield 3, this is where we talk about Ethan Ampadu. Ethan Ampadu, I love you, but you were terrible. You were terrible today, Ethan Ampadu. Nothing he done was correct. It's annoying because he's been one of my favourite players this season, if not my favourite. I think he's taken the Premier League like a duck to water. But tonight, Ethan Ampadu was atrocious. Everything he done, he gave the ball away. He couldn't get his foot on it. Every tackle was half-hearted. The only thing good about him this evening was his throw-ins. But like I said, I love Ampadu, but he really did have an off game this evening. Similarly with Gruev, I don't think he was terrible. I think they started Leeds when they pressed, and that's what we needed to do for the whole game. But it's hard to press a City side for 90 minutes. But when Gruev's getting in solid, on the City players, that's when you need it. But Gruev was a bit meh this evening. I think Anton Stack was sort of carrying that midfield in some ways. Thought he was the best out of the mid three bunch, but I thought the midfield wasn't very good this evening at all. But Anton Stack probably did carry that midfield. Brendan Aronson ran a lot, done some good things. Positives outweigh the negatives sometimes, but he holds onto the ball way too much. And yeah, he needs to get better at that, definitely. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he was trying. He was trying this evening. I thought he was all right in the end. He was unlucky maybe not to get a goal. And then the subs, you're talking Metcha, who didn't really get into the game. Similarly with Dan James and Nonto, they look rusty. And then Jakubio had a chance to header it in right at the end with his first touch of the game. But it wasn't for Leeds United today. We do lose at Ellen Road, a rare loss at Ellen Road, but it is to Manchester City. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know your man of the match. Let me know all your thoughts. I've been Ollie Ward. Smash that like button, hype up the video, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheery. Oh.